Hey guys, today in this video, it's me just Adam and I will be discussing the Tyne-Wear Derby. The Tyne-Wear Derby is a derby that consists of two teams from the north of England, the northeast of England to be in particular, and it's Sunderland v Newcastle. I'll be discussing the roots of this derby, why do they hate each other so much, because it is known as one of England's fiercest derbies, even though nowadays we get a couple of plastic derbies like Liverpool and City, but they don't have deep roots like this. So I'll be discussing that in this video and I hope you enjoy, so let's get into it. So guys, obviously some of the things I'll be discussing don't apply to every Sunderland or Newcastle fan, but this derby, it's like, because obviously I live in Scotland, so our derbies are like Rangers, Celtic, Hibs, Hearts, Dundee FC v Dundee United, Aberdeen v Dundee United, Kelly v Ayr. They all have pretty much similar routes. It's between maybe the high end of the city, between the low, or it's religious divide. But in Newcastle and Sunderland in particular, they have obviously it's a history divide kind of. So obviously, in Britain we have a quite a strong stronghold in shipbuilding and coal mining. That divided the kind of cities, so that's obviously been deep rooted for families, and it's like once that maybe a kid's been born, they'll go what their father believed, and it's just it riddled through the families. There's also more even things about it. It's just the culture of two cities. It's like it is very deep rooted. So Newcastle used to believe the king was the better thing, but Sunderland was more, I wouldn't say anti-monarchy, but more parliamentaries. So we have that divide, and also you have just the colours, the Black Cats v the Geordies. It's just deep rooted through history, and it has progressed up to the point it is now. Obviously, I mentioned shipbuilding. Newcastle was probably more known for that because it docks the sea, and Sunderland was probably more known for their coal mining. I've not looked too much into that, but I know the kind of basics of that. If any Sunderland fan or Newcastle Geordie wants to take me on, fair enough, because you live there, so that's alright. And obviously, there's been more kind of stuff like just jobs. Like, as I said, there's industries and much more that will kind of influence this derby. So obviously, Sunderland fans don't like how Newcastle Airport is called Newcastle Airport, and Newcastle fans always wind them up about it. A lot of stuff in that kind of area is under the name Newcastle, so it's just that kind of, it causes kind of friction between both sets of fans. But onto the football sides of things, but that's the basics. But I want to get in the football side. Why do they hate each other as football clubs? Because why is that crossed over? Because we know like Rangers and Celtic, Rangers the Protestants, British Royalists. You don't have to fall into that category, support Rangers, but mainly they're proud to be where they're from. And Celtic are Catholics, and they're more a Celtic background, Ireland, stuff like that. So we'll get into, actually, moving back onto Sunderland Newcastle, we'll get into the football side of things. And obviously this derby started in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And since then it's been quite a back and forward derby. Sunderland dominating the early 1900s, but Newcastle in recent history dominating it. You had Sunderland maybe early 2010s dominating it, won 6 derbies on the bounce, I think it was. It's been so deep rooted. Obviously, Sunderland's more a working class city, whereas Newcastle's more high end, and it's just a big city. It's like maybe more of a kind of London feel to it. Because, as I said, everywhere you go, and Newcastle's got the name Newcastle, Newcastle Airport, stuff like that. It's a very hard working city. Both of them they're only 12 miles apart as well, so the football aspect of it is very similar to Glasgow and other derbies. Like, they won't wear their colours. It's very deep rooted because of the culture of that part of the region. Obviously, Geordies, as I said previous, have that kind of background, or more royalist, and more Sunderland's the opposite. But the football side of things is what you care about. Why? It's because they're in close proximity that areas have had heritage for so long that is deep rooted into the football clubs, and that is what they're founded upon. Obviously, I've told you about the thing where it's coming up this weekend. This is why I'm doing this video. Obviously, Sunderland and Newcastle fans can comment on what it's like to be in part of a club. You've seen it in recent years with the Saudi owners taking over Newcastle, and well, Sunderland they had a new owner. They went down, they had a new owner, and they've fought their way back up. And Sunderland Till I Die, I would thoroughly recommend to watch that if you want to understand how much they hate Newcastle and want to be in the top division. Obviously, this season they've done really, really good. Newcastle have been up and down, but they're splashing the cash. So did Sunderland during the summer, might I add. So this weekend will be very interesting. Remember the last time they played, it was Michael Beale's first game as Sunderland manager, and first derby, sorry. I think it was his first game. And it didn't go as planned. Newcastle won 3-0 winners. And what I like about these derbies, the allocation is good. It is good. Geordies and Sunderland fans, they can always sing. I can't help falling in love by the Sunderland fans, and then you've got the Toon Army. Their tifos are amazing. I really like Newcastle's atmosphere. I like Sunderland as well, but it's one of the derbies you can tell how much it means to people. It's their livelihoods. And Saturday, I think it's Saturday or Sunday, the game is, and it's just one of the games. I think you need to tune in. It's at 2 o'clock, and all you will hear is passion and determination, and it will conquer that person's life for the next couple of months until they meet again. Because it's the bragging rights. That's what these derbies are about. Obviously, currently, I think this will be the best derby it hasn't been in years, so I'm going to go with a score prediction of 2 each. Obviously, Barnes is on fire. I'm Scottish, so Barnes, if he gets into that Scotland squad, it'll be very interesting, But you've rejected him a couple of times. I'll do that as a separate video because I feel like that's important. Sunderland have obviously acquired Granit Xhaka. They're really doing quite well at the moment. He's the rock in that stone. Brøndby, you've got Isidore. You've got so many players that are doing so well. Bullard he's so good as a centre back. I really like him. And obviously Newcastle bought Tau from AC Milan. Done very well. And Dan Burn, I think we all know, but Joe Linton, it'll be midfield will be very good in the derby, but as I said, 2-2, I think that's the best. I don't want Newcastle fans or Black Cats to come from me, so yeah, as I've said to you in this video, I've tried my best to describe it. If I've said anything wrong, I hope you can put it in comments and will work on that. I've done the research I can. Obviously, I don't live there, so I can't really get a real representation. I've watched the documentaries, and I can see it means a lot to them. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy this kind of content. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.